days ago and been crisscrossing around South Georgia, and it's great to be back at Tifton. And I realized that the hometown of my friend Austin Scott that I've served in the legislature with for a long time, he's a good man and he's represented you real well. And probably a lot of Tift County are going to go with the hometown boy, and I understand that. But he won't get 100% of the vote, and I hope I can be a second choice to everybody here. I think this campaign is about trust. Who do you trust with conservative values? Who do you trust to deal with the tough issues that this state faces? Who do you trust to do the right thing when nobody's looking? My name is Eric Johnson. I'm an architect from Savannah, and up until a month ago, I served in the state Senate. I started my political career in 1978 in the Young Republicans in Chapel County. I wanted to fight for a two-party system. Even though back then there were a lot of rural conservative Democrats, everything was being decided in the Democratic Party primary. And I wanted that free market debate of ideas for solutions. So got involved to build a two-party system because citizens always benefit when there's a competition for their vote, no matter what party you're in. So I ended up on Mike Madigan's campaign. When he won in 1980, I went on his staff. So I cut my teeth in the Reagan Revolution. After 2 years, I went back to practicing architecture in Savannah and did like many of you do. Worked at the precinct level, worked to recruit candidates, put up yard signs, slapped on bumper stickers, licked envelopes, did everything I could to elect conservatives. Finally, in 1992, I replaced my friend Jack Kingston in the State House, ran his campaign for Congress. 2 years later, I moved to the Senate. 4 years after that, I was named a minority leader, Republican leader in the Senate, because I was so aggressive at trying to continue, wanting to take over as a conservative majority, and did not want to be comfortable in the minority. Those are the same 4 years that Roy Barnes was governor. Went toe-to-toe with him. Was a thorn in his side as he tried to dictate top-down government on this state. When we flipped the Senate and flipped the governor, my colleagues honored me by electing me president pro tem of the Senate. With Mark Taylor as the lieutenant governor, we shifted the power of the pro tem's office. So for 4 years, I was the de facto lieutenant governor with a staff of 3 and a part-time job in Savannah. But I didn't forget where I came from as a conservative activist. We went to work for the first time with a Republican majority after 130 years. We really cut spending and we cut taxes. We protected your private property rights. We passed the toughest illegal immigration law in the nation. We cracked down on sexual predators. We required a photo ID to vote. We allowed the Bible to be taught in public schools. We passed pro-life legislation for the first time in Georgia that saved thousands of lives in this state. We passed school choice. We did everything that we had said we would do when we were in a minority. We did it because I didn't forget where we came from. Now this state's a big and dynamic state, and we're in a lot of problems right now. Everybody in this room probably feels this recession either personally or a family member. But we're a good, hard-working state, good work ethic, good infrastructure. We're going to come out of this thing. But our friends in Washington of both parties forgot where they came from. And our Republicans got fired. Voters fire elected officials, they don't hire them. And they got fired up there. And they gave us Barack Obama and Barney Frank and Nancy Pelosi and Harry Reid and that crowd. And I don't want to see that happen here in Georgia, and that's why I'm running for governor. I don't want to turn back, and I don't want to be turned back by Acorn or MoveOn.org or any of that crowd. Now, some of you may have followed my career through the years if you've been active in the party. And I can be blunt, and I can be politically incorrect. If you want to know where I stand on an issue, ask me. I'm pro-business, pro-family, pro-life, and pro-gun, period. Next question. Small government, strong families, and free enterprise. That's the heart of what we believe. And if you stick to those 3 principles, you can solve just about anything. You can address any issue with those principles. I believe in life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Taxpayers can't afford and shouldn't be promised a department of happiness. I believe we should comprehensively reform Georgia's tax code. It's been 19 years since we've even looked at it from top to bottom. Like the fair tax, I think we can make it broader, fairer, simpler, and lower, and make sure that it doesn't punish profit or hard work, and that it works to create jobs and not kill them. I believe that parents ought to have the right to choose where and how their children are educated and not the government. I believe that taxpayers should pay their taxes that legislators that tell you to should pay theirs too. And I was criticized this year for taking the 22 legislators, 10% of the General Assembly, who refused to file their state income taxes to tax, and was called a bloodsucker from the will of the Senate for that. But we won, and by the time that law went into effect, every single one of them paid their taxes. Remarkable. But that's who I am, and that's what I believe. And I want to take this state forward using those principles. A lot of candidates will stand up here and tell you what they're going to do. You can look at my record and look at what I've done. You want a conservative, and you want a conservative you trust. You look at Eric Johnson. JohnsonForGeorgians.com. I started in the grassroots of the conservative movement with the Reagan administration, elected in the year of the contract with America in 1994, helped lead the Georgia Revolution. We can continue to, that revolution is healthy for America, and we can move it forward. I resigned my Senate seat a month ago. I could have kept a powerful seat in the state Senate, used it to raise money, used it to earn media. But I know enough, having been involved in the grassroots, that it's important, and I'm hearing the voices of the people of Georgia, and not that noise that comes out of the Capitol with a special interest, and that I can take positions on issues as this campaign moves along without worrying whether I've made somebody powerful mad in Atlanta. So as this campaign goes along, keep an eye on us. JohnsonForGeorgians.com. Thank y'all for being here. It's your government. It's not ours. You say a lot about your citizenship by being here. Thank you.